Welcome to a picking video of 2 Euro cylinders that I got from Lockpicking Pete. So Pete, thank you very much for these nice locks. These are 2 different brands that I've not yet picked on my channel. It's a Mower on the left side and a Nemeth on the right side. They have almost the same type of keyway, but mirror images of each other and are not too difficult to pick. In this video I want to first pick both of them, and then I will make a cut and you will see the guts, and we will compare the different internals. If it's interesting to see what's inside, I don't know yet. I've picked both of them multiple times in the hand and in the vise and so on. It's not too difficult, but sometimes they show a deep false set, and it's a quite fun pick. Gutting might be difficult. This has an open clip. This has a complete round piece here, a ring, and I think I will have some trouble getting this apart, but we will see. I have only one key. It's for the Nemeth. Works perfectly, no problem. Bitting is not really drastic, but anyway, so let me put them in a vise and then we'll do a picking. So let's start with the Nemeth. Here is again the bidding. Whoops. Works and is locked up. Apply tension from the pin side and turn it counterclockwise. That's a 0.8mm pry bar from Peterson, and I use this Sparrows hybrid to pick the pins. Let's zoom in, maybe not so much. Alright. That's better. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, 5 is the first binder. Nice click. I think 4 is binding. No, that might be a click, and that's 3. And that's 2 binding. And that's 1. So might be already overset. These locks really likely overset when you don't pay attention to the pin states, and feedback isn't really good, at least not for me. So I release tension and see if it does something. Maybe that was an overset that returned. Okay, this pin here returned, it was number 1. And hui, got a false set and touched 3, and the false set increased, so maybe 3 is the spool here. So I help turning it back, and I think I could set it, but seems that some pins returned. Maybe I can find them. Might also be that I've not yet set 3 all the way it needs. So it's a critical situation here. So I release tension just a tiny bit and see what happens. Got a false set back, so that probably means that pin 3 was not picked all the way it needs. And now I got it, and it's open. All right, so now let's change to the Mower. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that's not so nice. Maybe like so. Yeah, that's better. I use a wiper blade tensioner, because then I have still a lot of room here in the open in this gap here. Yeah, and I use this hybrid to try to pick it. Let's start. Just the lightning a little bit. Okay, 5. No, it was 4, now 5. Not so much feedback here. It was 5. I released tension a little bit and I got it set. I think I'm a little bit too heavy on the tension. 1 is binding, that's nice. Oh, got a full set here. Pretty nice. So let's see. Let's find the spool. Might be 2. Or 3, and the lock is open. Not too difficult in summary, so to speak. Yeah, I will do my gutting job on these two guys, and then I'll be back with some parts to compare. Just hold on. So here are the guts of both locks, but before we check them closely, I want to tell you a little bit about the companies that make these locks. The NEMEF as well as the Mower are both located in the Netherlands. The NEMEF is a quite old company. It was founded in 1921 and part of the Assa Abloy group since 2004. The Mower is much younger. They were founded in 1999 and also part of the Assa Abloy group since 2016. I've read that they make and produce their locks in Bulgaria. For the Nemeth, I have no idea. At the Mower, we can read that there is a 2-star rating from SKG, and SKG is a company located also in the Netherlands. They make lock tests and do other tests, and the 2-star rating mean that this lock is resistant against a brute force attempt for at least 3 minutes. And we can see here the anti-drill pins, one left, one right, and one in the middle. There is actually no anti-drill measure in the Bible. Maybe we would find this in a 3-star rating lock. The rating does not say anything about pick resistance, only regarding brute force attack. So let's look at the similarities and the differences. Both are 5-pin locks, as you can see. And you can also see that the pins are different in diameter. On the Mower, we can see big gaps here between the chambers, and this is because the holes are much smaller compared to the Nemeth. They have really big pins, so the spacing appears smaller, of course, or is smaller, of course. Here is a direct comparison. The material what the pins are made from is obviously brass on the right side, and maybe brass and coated or stainless steel on the left side. I have a magnet here, a very strong magnet, and the pin barely sticks to the magnet. For normal steel or normal iron, this would be much stronger. If I compare it to the spring, you can see it's attracting the spring much stronger. So I have no idea if it's brass coated or stainless steel. Maybe if you know, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, oops. We can see that there is a bit of a flattened shear line here, and I think that's a measure to get the key working still smoothly, although you might have wear on the pins or on the key, so it makes the shear line a little bit wider. Maybe that's of course it is in theory impacting the pick resistance. It makes picking a little bit easier, but this flattening is almost invisible. But you can see it. No flattening here, it's all round and smooth. Very nice pluck. Although I have to admit that I like more if the pins are bigger, so it just looks nicer, but I don't know if this has any impact to security. Well, I don't think I have anything left out here. These are the 2 locks for today. Lockpicking Pete, thank you very much for sending these locks to me. It was a great fun to pick and look at them. Yeah, and everybody else, thank you very much for watching. Happy picking and bye bye. And maybe we can look at the pins a little bit closely at the end. So, by the way, all the spools are effective on the left side and on the right side where we have the Nemeth. Oh, very tiny key pins here. And yeah, the spools are giant here. It's the lock with the big pins. On the other, we have normal looking spools, maybe a little bit on the small side. But other than that, nothing special, only spools and standard pins. Now that's really it. Okay, thanks and bye bye.